Yo, what's up? This is Splendid Radio on Farside TV with my co-host Jeremy Scipio and our
What's going on,
guest
everybody?
and our guest and our guest Dennis Lavendar.
Our boy Dennis Lavendar.
I guess I'm not important. He forgot the guess. I'm like, who is this again? Huh? Who is this? Who is this?
You know what I'm saying? Good looking out, man. I appreciate you tapping in with us to get this live.
Thanks for the invite, bro.
Yeah, so basically, this is a podcast where we usually just ask people questions that they would normally get asked, but not on no, trivial stuff or no whatever. But I kind of like to hear a person's story, but I like it to revolve around their first experience with hip hop. So,
Okay.
Where were you the first time you heard hip hop?
Hip hop, man. Hip hop. I'd probably say, that from South Central, so it has to be. It probably wasn't in my house exactly. Outside playing ball, and the neighbors bumping DJ Quik. I think that was when I first heard hip hop. Like "Sweet Black Pussy" probably was the name of the song. I was like, damn, they saying that on the radio? I was like, that's not the radio, bro. That's not. But that was my first time playing the street on the neighborhood. Moms was listening to rap, so it was on the streets.
Yeah, I'll tell you something funny. I was downtown today and I went by this business that I was kind of tripping out because I patronized the business since maybe 95. You know what I'm saying? It's been a minute. So I remember it being very KROQ and rock and rolly, but today it was some K-Day. And I was like, and I knew the dude who owns it, but him and his sons used to work there. But his sons, they make a lot of money, so his sons probably wasn't interested in sticking it out. And he wasn't there today, but I mean, it was K-Day like a mug, man. I was like, yeah. But, that just is what it is.
Yep, the streets of LA. I heard hip hop first, man. That's crazy.
So you from Compton?
No, I'm from South Central.
Okay, South Central. Okay.
2 blocks away, right?
Yeah, it's literally down the street, but we zone it. We zone it. All right. I am from Central.
Oh,
you go 3 more blocks. That's Compton, but I'm from South Central.
Yeah, I used to live off of Avalon and 139.
See, that's Compton then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
I'm on I grew up on 111th in Imperial, Vermont. So.
Okay. Yeah, I had a couple homeboys that lived over there.
Everybody friends live nearby, so I claim that's South Central. So that's not. They're like, oh, Broadway is where you kind of get to Compton. Like you want to claim Compton once you cross Broadway, then all right. But I'm from South Central.
No, okay, that's cool.
Whole conversation sound like y'all banging to me.
No, we ain't banging.
No,
I don't know.
No matter where I went, I'm from nowhere. I don't bang, bro. I don't bang. I don't bang.
Hey, I'm just saying. You talking about DJ Quik? You wearing your Raiders? You got your gray hat on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Back then, I'm a little. Yeah. Back then, you couldn't even wear Raiders, and you couldn't wear Raiders and Kings, because back then Raiders and the Kings was the same colors. They both were in those were the Mexican colors. Southlows was the big gang in my neighborhood. So you really could, that was their colors. They had the Raiders and the Kings, and you really couldn't, you didn't want to mess with the Southlows back then. So it was it was crazy.
See, I'm lucky where I live now. So I lived in Compton till I was about 7 years old. Then we moved to Harbor City. But moving to Harbor City, they had the SA gang and they had the Crips, but they was both kind of like Harbor City. And so the brothers and it's just very hard to avoid the love. That's what made it all click. You know what I'm saying? Got the black dudes that would secretly hook up with the Mexican chicks, and the Mexican chicks. Yeah, they mixed it all up, and it's funny because it's two things that are very hard to keep apart in this world, and that's male and female dogs when a female dog is in heat, and teenagers, man, they gonna make it happen. You know,
they go find a way. They go find a way.
Hey man, they gonna make it happen. You can't, ain't nothing you can do about that other than put them pins, separate pins. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I breed dogs, and so when I was doing American Bulldogs, I thought I was doing something because my female was in heat. So I put her in the dog run, which is kind of like a chain link kind of cage where my male was. And I came out one morning to feed him, and she had backed it up. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta have, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But this is like a I don't know if it's a Cali thing or LA thing. Everybody had. If you black, you had a Mexican homie growing up when you were kids. It was just, and sometimes during junior high school, you guys just go your separate ways. But elementary and junior high, you always had a Spanish boy. You know, that's just, you knew his mama knew you, and that's just what it was. But as you get older, that's when I guess politics come to play. But everybody had a Mexican homeboy, or everybody, if they Mexican, they had a black homeboy. So that's just what it was in LA. But like I said, when you get older, for whatever reason, people just, you grow out the love. I don't know what it is, but you just separate.
I always heard y'all had to choose which gas station y'all would go to. Like you can't just go to a Mexican gas station with your car. They'll run you up out of there. Is that true?
Not that I know of.
Oh, I'll tell you something crazy that happened. So we used to have this office that was in Koreatown. Me and Brown. It was a studio, and then we did the screen printing thing there too. He had like 3 studio rooms. We did the screen printing, had a little office. Ooh, anyway, Koreatown. So one night, I think I had came to work late, and so I had already showered, and I wasn't going to print or anything. So I got to the office at about 5 o'clock, but I was going to hook up with the homeboys and go to this club at about 10. So I was just chilling at the office for a while, just, talking, just whatever. We'd have people passing through, whatever. So my homeboy called me, and he was like, let's meet at such and such. And then, I'll follow you or you follow me. Cause we was homeboys that we just clicked on, like, going to a club together, but we didn't kick it once we got in. You know what I'm saying? It's like we get in, we have a drink to start it off, and then in between debauchery, we hook back up at the bar and have a drink. But we wasn't like plaguing each other. So on the way to the club, I was like, man, and I kind of just started drinking. Because I remember I would only get like a 5th of Hennessy. I wasn't even tripping off of getting a bottle and it being cheap or whatever. So I go to this little liquor store like 5 minutes away, and I go in and get my Hennessy, and I walk out, and the liquor store was like, it was kind of Koreatown. It was about 3 blocks away from the office. And so when I walked to get in my car, I pulled out, and this Asian cat in like an Acura ran into the back of me. And then when I looked up from hearing the impact, when I looked up, his homeboys had parked in front of me and like cut me off. Like they had cut me off, but I didn't hit them. He clearly hit me, but he straight got out the car and was trying to bang. And he was saying whatever the Asian cat was saying. I'm like, dude, you hit me. And then, they was just young and dumb or whatever, but they backed out, and then I boned out. They didn't even know insurance stuff or whatever. But I say that to say I've never experienced anything crazy on the Hispanic side in LA, but I have seen the little young Asian cats raise up.
Asian Games was like the South rap in the 90s. So you just didn't take them. just didn't take it serious. It was like they tight. I won't mess with it, but it's about the East Coast West Coast beef right now. That's what it's about.
Hey man, I never slept on none of them, man. In Harbor City, we had like all kinds. I saw some Asian cats roll up to McDonald's and lay fools down. You know what I'm saying? They didn't shoot them, but they
they laid them down. They laid them down.
And that's junior high school. That's junior high school. And really seeing ballers with beepers on laid out with their hands, you know what I'm saying? With their hands out. That's so crazy. I never even thought about that to right now. That was kind of crazy, you know, to see that happen.
There's rules to every hood. Don't matter where it's at. There's rules to every hood, man. That's just how
I probably learned and didn't even understand I was learning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I'm out here in Vegas now, and when I tell people I'm from South Central, they be like, "Oh, how was it?" And then I'm like, "No, you know, it's rules to every city." And then they tell me they're from Chicago. I'm like, "Well, I heard it. They could be killing niggas for no reason out there in Chicago." So there's like you talking about South Central, but I'm like, "No, I heard Chicago. You can't wear your hat a certain way, right?"
Yeah, man. Yeah, they got a little different than us.
They be taking it serious like that. That was it's so funny about how people like at least where in LA there's like rules that you hear about from watching movies and stuff like that. But like you said, Chicago, they ain't got no rules. It's just they just pull up on you and that's it.
Lay it down. lay it down.
Yeah. Like I said, I think it was last week we were talking. I've been to Chicago, man. Yeah, Chicago's rough, man. I'll say in Chicago, the youngsters was rough. And when I'm saying youngsters, I'm talking about 9 or 10 years old. You know what I'm saying? They was already rough at that age. Like, where I come from, Harbor City, say for instance, if we were to catch the Gardena bus at the time, used to go up to USC. It would go or somewhere not too far from USC, but it would go hell of a up in LA. And I just think back to it and I'm like, damn, we used to ride that bus, man. We just have fools getting on from all kind of other hoods. And it's like their whole thing was getting on the bus and sweating, you know, whoever, you know what I'm saying?
That was the adventure of the day, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I was never mixed up in none of it or whatever, but I would just peep the whole thing out and I'd be like, dang.
No, I don't bang is a universal language. I don't bang, bro. I don't bang. I don't bang, bro. Where your mama stay at? 111th.
Hotel. She's a floater. You know, moms doesn't never really stay in one place too long. But tell me this though, man, where'd you go to junior high school?
32nd Street. USC Magnet, 32nd Street, right over there. I went there from the 5th grade to the 8th grade. So that was junior high. 32nd Street. Our school was right on campus of the USC University. So we see college kids and they dorms coming out all the time. It's right next to the Shrine Auditorium. Back then, the Shrine, before there was a Staples Center, it was the Shrine Auditorium. That was like the big thing. And every time the Shrine had an event, our school would get an early out. So it was like, if Shrine had the musical awards, okay, let's go early today. Because they used to use, our school was so small, they used to use it for a private. So that's 32nd Street U.S. Magnet School, man. It was cool. It was a cool ass school, man.
I've been to some dope dances at the Shrine Auditorium, my man. I've been to some dope. I know I'm dating myself around this month.
Me too. That's what I said. It's all LA is all about the Staples Center now. But if there was any big event happening in LA, it used to be the Shrine Auditorium. So that's everybody used to go to the Shrine. It was called the Shrine. So it just had a little prestige to it. It was the Shrine. So that's where that was my junior high days.
Yeah, no, that's cool. So tell me this: what music was popping when you were in junior high?
Junior high, Snoop Dogg, Doggies just came out. That's that dog, not Doggy's World, Doggy Style. Doggy Style had just came out. What's My Name? Snoop Dogg, What's My Name? So this is 94. So back then, yeah, this is old, man. This is old. I'm telling you my age. This is old.
Man, I'm older than that.
No.
So this is Doggy Style, and back then this was like the baggy style era at its. So it was either Pharcyde was popping back then. 93 Chill, I think that was I forgot the name of that group. Xfinity. Anyway, this was like Souls of Mischief. That they were popping because it was a housing era. So this is around people used to house. So you had to if you knew how to house, you could get it. This was junior high. So if you knew how, all you had to do was know how to dance in junior high, and you could snatch somebody. You could fill on some booties if you just knew how to dance. That was enough back then. So but Snoop Dogg, I remember Snoop Dogg, What's My Name came out, and for the first time I ever heard a radio station play it back to back. Because usually back then it like maybe once an hour, and you have to wait till the next hour for the next day to play it. But when Snoop Dogg, What's My Name came out, first time I ever heard the radio station, they played the song, and then they said, we're gonna play it again, and they played it again. And that was, to me, that was a big deal because radio stations didn't do that at the time. But Death Row, everybody wanted to be from Death Row at the time. So plus it was LA too. So of course everybody, West Coast.
That's so funny. I ran into a dude who used to work with them cats over at Death Row Sunday. I want to say was it Sunday? Or Saturday? No, it was Saturday. It was Saturday. I was in the same place. He was like, yeah, man, back then, whoopty whoopty whoop. And I was like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a trip. Because like when I was in the studio environments, like when with the Pharcyde, like that kind of thing or whatever, it was like, man, it was definitely an environment where people could be creative. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. But he was just kind of like, it was kind of different than that. But shoot, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so, you guys were like the ending of positive rap. Or not really. I wouldn't say positive. I would say like message rap. So it was like the end of the era. Like Public Enemy was still around that time. You could catch even some gangster rap like I was just listening before we got on Black Superman, Above the Law. They had a message in most of their raps too. So so it was Pharcyde. Pharcyde was like, will be considered almost pop now than if it was out today, if you kind of look at it. So
I'll tell you something funny. Me looking at music, man. When you said Doggy Style, it kind of made me feel a certain way. And no, but peep though, because I was just like, no. Not because it was either too old or too present or too whatever, but I just kind of looked at it like, dang, man, when he was getting fed hip hop, like he was getting fed hip hop during a time where like Little Kim's and the Foxy, and not saying that was a bad time, but like when I was in high school, well, I will just say high school. We'll go back to the 80s or whatever, junior high. If a girl was rapping, she was most likely fine. Like the girls didn't have to rap about like, a lot of over sexualized stuff and all that kind of stuff or whatever. Like they was really busted, you know what I'm saying, back then. And then when I was thinking about you and Doggy Style, I was like, oh man, he had, like, we didn't have girls that was singing no hell of a sexually explicit.
No, I can't say that because Rage was all over that album, and Rage wasn't talking about, eating my pussy.
I'm talking, you know what? You're right.
Little Kim came on and changed that scene, and that was when I was in high school. So that was around, Snoop. That was Snoop's first album. Biggie probably came out what 2 or 3 years later, or
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
like
No,
2 or
you know,
3
you're
years
right.
later.
I was hating on, not hating on the whole era, but just kind of like,
You was,
man.
you was, but
It's rare. It's rare
no,
that
cause
happens with somebody, another older person. He normally does it when it's like somebody way younger, but y'all like neck and neck, low key. So dang, like he was a freshman and you was a senior.
yeah, pretty much. So you can't take away Lady of Rage because she was bussing on that album. It was the end of I would say, but I see what you're saying because to me, Lady of Rage was probably the last one that kind of didn't blow up, but that was a female rapper not talking about anything
Strong female, yeah.
sexual. Yeah, it was MC Light, and it was the end of her era. So, and then the next one that was around that scene was Lady of Rage, and I think after Lady of Rage, you see Moxie Brown, and then I think Little Kim. So Little Kim and Foxy Brown was out around the same time, if I don't recall.
You want to hear something
Yeah.
crazy? Going off cuff just for a quick one though. Okay, so when I was in like high school and then going into, you know, the years after high school, first years or whatever, and we'll say in high school, Jettas were a popular car because MC Light had them in her video, like had them all lined up or whatever. But I'm gonna tell you the twist though. A Jetta was attainable. You might have had to do something and work an extra job and have some parents kick in, or you know, just whatever you had to do to get it. But a Jetta was attainable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're more than $20,000. I mean, maybe 25 was the, you know, was the top of the line, you know, just extra. And I was watching it was Little Uzi Vert kind of going back and forth with this other rapper. I forget his name, but over putting facial jewelry in their face. You know what I'm saying? And the one dude was like, you know, I got $250,000 right here, man. This is a $250,000. This is a $250,000. You know what I'm saying? He was like, whatever. And I was like, damn, look, I mean, we had hustle when we were young. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna say you could come up on a $250,000, but a younger dude with some ingenuity, he'd come up on 50,000, you know, something like that. You know what I'm saying? And then I was looking at Little Uzi Vert, and they were saying that he got a pink diamond, and I want to say it might have been like $26,000. It would do, I mean, $26 million. I'm sorry, not 26,000, $26 million. And I'm like, damn. Do these dudes have real estate? Do they have like, I'm just like, man, they're spending money and it's so whack because the generation that they're
eating off of,
dude, in their best dream, they're not going to be able to afford a $26 million diamond, dude. In their best dream.
Well, that's by design, you know what I mean? Like, because people will spend just about the same amount of money trying to get to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's just the era that we live in too. Because I Googled this the other day, and I'm not dissing anybody or anything like that. But you looked at like one of my favorite artists of all time is DJ Quik. And it's probably because I'm from LA and I'm biased. But you know, I Googled worth, and he's worth, I think it was $3 to $5 million. Then I Googled Little Baby or The Baby. He worth $3 to $5 million. And to me, they ain't even comparable. Like they're not even. It's disrespectful to mention The Baby, DJ Quik in the same in the same sentence. But that's just the era that we live in. Even if you look at, I'm not, like I said, you can look at. I'm not going to even want to say somebody great like LeBron James. You could look at somebody like, see Caldwell Pope that plays for the Lakers. He probably making something similar with Scottie Pippen or Larry Bird was making at that time. And it doesn't mean that they're a better player. It's just that you got to give respect to the people who let the path to allow you to make this much money. But which is crazy. The gap shouldn't be, Larry's in the Hall of Fame. I love Caldwell Pope. I'm a Laker fan, so I doubt he's a Hall of Famer. So, but money wise, bag wise, he's probably killing Larry Bird, but he's like literally, and that's how I compare DJ Quik to the baby. It's like, wow, the music that on, it sucks. I mean, it doesn't suck because it's part of my generation. It sucks about they didn't getting the worth that they should have, So
but you gotta that's pretty commendable on DJ Quik's behalf, where he was still able to be a millionaire, you know what I'm saying? Because there's some guys that they fell all the way off, you know what I mean?
True.
In fact, still able to be in the millions at being 20 plus years in the game is amazing, because the baby he might not. You know what I'm saying? He might not. These guys, they might make 10 million and do something stupid, be in jail, and then that's it. And we won't ever hear about them. Then it'll be Micro Baby, and he'd be the biggest rapper. And,
yeah.
So it's so impressive on DJ Quik's behalf, man. I think that's commendable.
I'll say this. One of the things is you have to look at DJ Quik. He's had major label deals. He's had independent record deals, but I would say he's probably made his most money out of production. And so if he's producing and he's owning his publishing, then he's like he's getting way more than he would get to rap on a song. You know what I'm saying? And so for the songs that he did do and the songs that he was on and, and rapping and producing, like, man, I could easily see him being worth more than 3 to 5. I'll probably say that could be like on the low end, because if let's just say, if around 2000, if he understood what publishing was and he didn't take a whole bunch of publishing deals and he was just producing, which you got to understand, they don't say it, but he did a lot of production with Raphael Sadiq. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They worked.
Some of Raphael Sadiq's best song is because DJ Quik was the producer on that.
Yeah, but Quik is one of those dudes that, like, I wouldn't be surprised if he's worked with Dre and then just done stuff for Dre and not really, you know what I'm saying? Like, started it off, or like he's one of those producers. He was all over the place, and the reason, because there was a studio that the Pharcyde used to record out of called Skip Sailor, and Quik had a room back there, and that dude would just block the studio out forever, man. I mean forever. And for fools to get back to that room, it would really just have to be on an off time or whatever. But man, I talk about, you know what I'm saying? I'm sounding like an old fogey, you know what I'm saying?
No, that's me too. I remember Nelly said this when Soulja Boy came out, and he says, and I think at the time Ice-T said something negative about Soulja Boy. So at the time Soulja Boy was only like 15, 16, or not even that. Anyway, Nelly, and I was a fan of Nelly at the time. So I'm in my 20s. Ice-T has to be like close, pushing like 40 at the time or something like that. And Nelly said this. He said, "Look, bro, I don't know why you hating on the kid. If he's not making music for you, if you can't relate to that man's music, it's not for you." And to this day, I like, well, if I can't relate to the music, this shit is not for me. So I'm not going the baby or anybody like that. It's just out my genre. That's all with it. So
yeah, Ice-T was he told Soulja Boy to eat a dick.
I don't recall the occasions, but
hey, you're right. Years old, and Soulja Boy was like, "You just tell a 16-year-old to eat a dick."
The Boondocks did a great episode on that. It was a part of an episode where Riley was kind of he was like playing the role, like, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm just a kid, man. You supposed to be older than me. You supposed to be smarter than me. You're supposed to be nice. I'm just trying to learn. You're supposed to be my OG, man. You're supposed to be teaching me, man. Dude, Soulja Boy need to thank Ice-T, man, because that got that cat a lot of attention, man. You know?
Not only that, he set the path for the next generation behind him. I mean, for a while, Soulja Boy was the. So, I mean, the fact that you hated on him, you don't see what he did for everybody else, like the babies and shit like that,
dude,
who's able to get a quick bag off of not putting out so much shit. So, because now I want to deal like Soulja Boy, you know. So that's just game evolved like that. So it's no knock. That's why I don't knock nobody. You can't knock. So you just look. It ain't for me, but I ain't gonna knock. So that's my theory on it.
So when did you first realize you had a passion for comedy?
A passion? The first time I had a passion for comedy, probably my first real show. Rest in peace, Dave McNeary. My first real show. I brought my dad. I was already doing open mics, but I wasn't sold on it. You know, I wasn't so like, as soon as I get booed or something, I'll probably quit this. I just haven't been booed yet. So I know my jokes wasn't that strong, but I did. Dave McNeary, he the first person that put me on the show with flyers and tickets and stuff. So I brought my sister, my brother, and my dad. I was like, look, I'm bringing, because they kept calling out like, you ain't no comic. You don't do no comics. I said, just do open mics. But this is my first show, so you guys can see me at a real show. I said, hey, if I suck, this is my last show. So I said, so this is my last show. If I suck, I'm out of here. So I do the show, and I hit it. Like, I hit a home run with the show. Everybody's laughing, and you know how you get off the stage, and I'm trying to go back to my my table. I can't even get to my table because everybody's want to shake your hand like, oh, good set, good set. So the time I get to my table with my dad and my brother and sister, before they can say anything, I said, I don't care what y'all tell me. This is what the fuck I'm doing. So I went. I actually went for their approval. It didn't at the end. Didn't need it at all. So it was like, oh, that was my you know what? I'm gonna stick with this. Don't matter if I suck to y'all. It doesn't matter. This is what I'm doing. So I've been sticking with it
too. So I know that was. I said your family rough too. So
yeah, I tell people all the time, like they're supporters. They're not fans. There's two different things, man. My family are not fans of my comedy. They just support. They supporters of a brother and a sister and a son. But that's all they are. They're supporters. They're not fans.
So you just dropped your brand new comedy special, 2020 Vision. What was the process of creating your first comedy special?
Well, the process was so much was going on in 2020, and I've been beating around the bush on putting a special. I said, I need some content out to get my name out. I said, you know what? 2020 is going to be a year that I can come up with 1 million jokes and not use them. And I don't want to say throwaway jokes, but just current events that everybody can relate to. And then it'll be a quick way to get my name out there on some it's a dude, I forgot. Y'all might not. It's a rapper that puts out a recap of the year every single year.
Uncle Murder.
Is it Uncle Murder? But it's weird. It's weird. I look forward to that song. I don't even know who the rapper is, but I look. Well, he normally does a recap. Where's his rap of the year? So I said, let's.
Doing it every year. Yeah,
he pretty much does it every year. So I said, you know what, let me do a comedy special like that. So I can do a comedy special just on a year recap, make it funny. I don't want to make it long. I'll just make it funny so people can look, hey, who's this guy? Who's pretty funny. I would like to see more of him. And that was the whole angle. My first brand new comedy special that I ever did is only 21 minutes. So it's only literally 21 minutes long. So, and I feel like you watch it, you want to see more. You know, the 20 minutes go by so fast. It's like, oh, because if it sucked, it's a long ass 20 minutes. But if it's funny, like, hey, what happened to the rest of it? And that's exactly how I wanted to do it. So it came as funny. Thanks to my boy Jeremy right here helped me promote it. We didn't get along on a lot of it. But to him, I sold myself short putting this out. Like, no. And it's all, if you have Amazon Prime, you can watch it for free. If you don't have Amazon Prime, this is the part that Jeremy hates, that you can download it for 99 cents. So all it is 99 cents. So 20 minutes for 99 cents.
You can't put it out there like that. Well, I was saying
Blue magic, baby. It's blue magic. That's what it is. I'm undercutting all of it.
Some 6-inch heels and a short skirt.
It's blue magic, baby.
Yeah. No, I feel like his product is worth more money. You know what I'm saying? That's all. Like, you know, he's selling a whole comedy special for $1 when I feel like, you know, I don't even want to put a price tag on it, but you said what?
6-inch heels, a short skirt, and some Mad Dog 2020, man. I just, you know.
No, man, it's blue magic. It's blue magic. It's blue magic. I'm on my Denzel Washington shit, man. It's blue magic. How is this shit better and sold for half of it on the streets, man?
Honestly, it was a great comedy special. I thought it was amazing. I'm gonna watch it a few more times. I definitely think people should check it out. It's not only on Amazon Prime; it's actually on every streaming service that's out. Correct? Oh, he's frozen.
What's up, man? You got a production credit on that, Jeremy?
Well, I don't know. Do I? He's frozen.
You know what I'm saying? So back to plan B. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, he's in Vegas, so I ain't have a chance to do anything like that. But you know, it's just people. Dang, yeah. You know, just the way I kind of view a lot of people we know. You know what I'm saying? They like, you know, I just feel like they can. You know, people. I know you know what I'm saying. People who just like this close to getting way more.
Yeah.
But you like, yo, put that extra oomph in it. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I say this town, it'll kind of make you unmotivated. You know what I'm saying? You kind of be like, well, I just will break even. I just hope people are into what I'm doing. Yes. But you know, when you've been doing something for 10 years, ain't no more of that.
I'm gonna share something with you, man. It ain't the town, man. It's just alignment. It's alignment. You know what I'm saying? It's almost, you know, saying it's the town is almost like coming at it kind of like how when, I don't know if you went to junior high school or whatever, and there will be kids that you talk to who came in the middle of a semester, and then they were like, oh, I was at this school. Oh, I was at that school. Oh, I was at that school. And not because they necessarily kicked out, but just because they probably, well, for me, where I live, you would have kids whose parents was just like, well, man, if they want to go to this school, I'll get them into this school. So you'd have fools that had been to like 2 junior high schools, not even kicked out to other junior high schools. They just wanted to go to a cool one. I say that to say, some people think if they move different places, it'll be better for them. You know what I'm saying? Where I can say LA has a hell of an advantage on it, but
right.
Well, I'll say this. In LA, you can make it popping from almost anywhere within 20 to 30 miles away from LA. If it's in you to get it popping, and it doesn't take just, you know, bouncing around. But I say all that to say, I've managed artists before, dude, that like, they might not have been dope, but they had something. You know what I'm saying? And what they had was enough to make a whole lot of people like them. You know what I'm saying? But it's not that maybe they didn't have the talent, but maybe the passion You know what I'm saying? Maybe it was the passion, but for whatever reason, you could have put millions of dollars behind them and it wouldn't have, whatever. But I think that you look at it differently, Jeremy, because you were going before the pandemic jumped off. You was going to hell of a stages. You're looking at a whole bunch of comedians do their thing. So if you see in your boy bubble, you know what I'm saying? And you're like, dang, he came and he got this special. Like, oh man, this special is woo, woo, woo.
We close.
But this the thing. He needed to put that blue magic out there on him, man. Give him that taste. Give him that. Give him that little taste, man.
Yo, this man, he in Vegas, he is the man.
That's not true.
I've been meaning to ask, which scene do you prefer between Vegas and LA?
It's, and I'm not knocking. I'm knocking any crowd. LA is a lot more wittier, and you get to work on your timing, so it helps you. Vegas is more a little slower pace, so you don't really get in LA every mic you went to, you kind of only got like 3 minutes, but looking at it, you get to get a fire 3-minute set. It because you can't say because you only got 3 minutes, so that you work out some other shit. But in Vegas, you may not get 3 minutes, you get 5 to 10 minutes. So I believe I became a good comic in LA, became kind of a better comic in Vegas. I think the scene is hand in hand. I think you need to be able to go to a Vegas scene so you can try out your material in the LA scene. Because LA, the sharks, man. You swimming with it's sharks. Okay, you have to swim with sharks. So if you're gonna swim with sharks, you're either gonna get 8 or you gonna get good. So you have to go to LA because
it's not the city.
Huh? Why is what?
Why be not the city?
I didn't hear that. I still didn't hear that.
Oh, that a wise man just told me that it's not the city.
Vegas is not the city?
No. Hey, it's not the city that's full of sharks. I was just messing around though.
Oh, it's not. It's not the city. No, it's not the city full of sharks. So, but like I said, at least you get to expand on your material where you might not get a chance to expand as quickly on your material if you're in LA. Because guess what? You only got 3 minutes, and guess what? This comic's better than you. So you better not only be funny. So whatever that new joke just rolled out in the car, don't say that shit. Say what really works. And that's where I think the advantage is in Vegas, where I can work out some new shit rather than be pressed to perform great in LA. But yeah.
I'll tell you the gift and the curse though. When you said, okay, you might be able to get 5 to 10 minutes. And one way I was like, dang, I know enough that when honestly, we live in a Jiffy Pop culture. And when I say that, that's kind of like people want stuff like this, like water, sugar, flavor, Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying? They want it like man, tear the plastic off, put the popcorn in the microwave, wait a couple minutes, and then you got popcorn. You know what I'm saying? Jiffy Pop culture. But when you first said that, I was kind of like, dang, man, 10 minutes is way too long to give somebody up there that ain't really cracking. You know what I'm saying? It gives them like more than enough time to hang themselves. But as you were saying it, I thought about it and I was like, no, that is good because that clears out the competition. You know what I'm saying?
No, and that was with me. I knew I had a fire 3 minutes, maybe I had living in LA, doing comedy so long in LA, maybe I had 2 sets of 3 minutes, 2 different sets of 3 minutes. But when someone said, hey, dude, you're really funny, man, I'm going to give you 10 minutes or 15 minutes. And then you be like, oh, okay, and you go up there and you do your first set, you squeeze it in with your second set. And like, oh, shit, I don't really have. And then you realize how good you're not. So like, you know what? I need to develop something else in my act, and that's what I'm talking about. That's the difference. You need a LA to see. You need a Vegas to see where you're not. rather than to see what you
Where you
can
are.
do. Mm-hmm. And I took it. I took a few L's because not because I wasn't funny, because I didn't have enough material. So, and that was my most challenging part because for me, I'm not a storyteller. I don't go up there and tell stories. I go up there and tell jokes. You know, the setup, punchline, and then the setup, punchline, and then I might expand on something else. But I like to write jokes. I don't really like to tell you a story about my trip to Vegas and my trip to LA and how it was on the airport. I'm not interested in
You got
that.
you got some good stories though. You got
I,
some.
those are personal stories that I haven't found yet funny. that's why that's why those haven't came to play yet.
I ain't even gonna expose you right now. Y'all want to tell the story?
No, that was like what 12 years ago, Jamie. So that kid is like a
You know what I'm
grown
talking about.
man. You know, because this is look, Greg. This is when I first met Jeremy. Look, right, we was out in LA doing mics. I didn't even know. I didn't even know Jeremy like that. He just happened. I was giving him a ride. We was about to hit the comedy club. I was just giving him a ride. He just happened to get in on the worst phone call of the decade that year. So this I'm just going to say that there's a possible baby out there. There's a possible baby out there that I don't know about. Jeremy, you know, when somebody's new, they're still new, so you don't really care about. You're not trying to sugarcoat anything. You just whatever you have to say, you say it out. You just say it. You don't really have to look. Oh, I'm sorry. You know, sorry you have to hear this, man. I apologized after we got to the destination. I'm like, hey, man, I'm sorry, bro. You had to hear that. Don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody. But back to what I'm saying.
But
I'm a joke writer, man. That's just pretty much all I do is just write jokes. And that situation wasn't funny.
yeah, I guess it was funny. I don't just something so funny about somebody in real time finding out that they might have a child out there. They're like, yeah, hold on 1 second. Yeah, hello. Wait, what? Nah, you know, I told you I don't want any more kids. You know, wait, what? No, I took the condom off and I said, you know what? Fine, bye. I was like,
this Jeremy's in the car. This is literally probably day 3 that I met him. So it was like, I'm like, man, I might have to drop you off, bro. I might not be going to the show tonight. This is I got a lot on my mind.
Hey, next time you call me, I was like, hey, man, how you doing, man? Like, how's the baby? I wasn't gonna tell it. I really wasn't gonna tell it. So look, what motivates you to write?
Man, my other peers. I see people. It's not. You can't compete with the greats. You can't I see a Dave Chappelle special or a Kevin Hart. So they could motivate you, but that's not where you're at as an individual. So I see my other peers, like people that I do open mics with, and they come up with a funny joke, or they doing a special, or they motivated to get better. That's what motivates me to get better. So it's a little different. I can't compete with the A class because I'm not on the A class. Like I gotta complete where my level at. So, and it's the other people that makes me do more. Like I didn't put my shit together until I seen you putting your shit together, and I was like, how you do that? What do you do? Yeah. So like, what do you do? How do I do that? How do I do that? And I'll pick your brain until it happens, and you're like, no, you got to do it. Just do it. So I stay motivated by my peers. That's hands down. That's just the answer to it.
So tell me this: who would you say, since well, it started to happen before Corona, I guess more or less through like Instagram popularity and whatnot. but who would you, Instagram and YouTube, who would you say is your favorite sketch comedian right now?
Probably Haha Davis. As far as sketch, if we're talking about, because comedy, and I was talking about this. Comedy's changed too, just like music. Comedy's changed too. It used to be years ago. You'd see the in Dave Chappelle sketches. Those sketches are not. People don't do those sketches anymore. Now they're more like your sketches are thoughts. You know, like you like.
Yeah, are you okay? I just
What?
have to make sure. Okay, yeah, you cut off. Say
Oh, I said
the
ha.
part again. You was saying.
I said Haha Davis is probably the funniest one that does YouTube, Instagram sketches. Because
And you were saying
sketches change,
about a moment.
huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Because sketches change. Like
That's
there was a you can create a sketch like SNL or our Living Color or Dave Chappelle. Those sketches kind of don't exist anymore. When you see people making sketches now, it's more of like a one man show. Or you see somebody like a Just Hilarious or Haha Davis. Uh, it's more that one person doing an act out on their thought, which is the new sketch, which is the new sketch now. So that's really what it is. But if I have to pick somebody, then it'd be definitely because Haha has me cracking up with his shit all,
Isn't
all the time.
isn't it funny to put like haha and hilarious in your name? It's like telling you what to do. That's like the Lil of comedy. You know, like they had a Lil and the Youngs. Like in
Yeah.
comedy, like haha, like okay, I'm supposed to laugh because his name is haha.
And hilarious. I never looked at it that way. I don't. But that's funny. But that's what it is.
Yeah.
And that's the new game. That's the new game. That's they set a path to where that is the new sketch comedy. So even when you see people that's not on like them, you see sketches just like that nowadays. It's very rare to two people in a sketch now. It, that's just you don't really see three or four people in a sketch anymore.
I'll say
What's
this.
the worst job? Sorry, go ahead.
No. Go ahead, Jeremy.
I was saying, what's the worst job you ever had?
I get fired a lot, so I've been fired from just about every job I had. So they all in the same way. So it's the worst one I had. Man, that the worst job I ever had. Okay, the worst job I ever had. I was tricked. I was tricked into this job. I was they said it was customer service, right? They said it was, and that's where that's my level of expertise is customer service. I get to the meeting, right, and they're like, "Well, you could start today." So I guess it is customer service. Looking back at it, but it was they gave you a bag, and this happened to be like a bag of toys, and you had to go walk the streets and sell the toys, literally like hustle man, and that's what it was. It was selling toys. That was the worst. I told the dude they made him partner with me because he didn't have a car. So I told this dude, look, bro, you got an hour. Try to sell as many as many toys as you can. I'm leaving. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. And that was the worst job I had for sure. Because I felt
Wait,
bamboozled.
toys though? Like you can't just street hustle toys. That's weird.
Yeah, you can. You know how it was similar to the same company that when they go around selling like cologne and perfume, they just be in like random mall spots and like, hey man, you like cologne? And then this is like the oil cologne. This is not like the real. This is, not, and that's exactly what the same type of company, but they sold toys. So I thought I was gonna be like in the office on the phone or something. They're like, "Nah, you're gonna be in these streets. We gonna give you this bag, and you gonna be in these streets, walking up to people you want to buy a toy."
What's the best advice you ever got?
So far, the best advice I ever gotten was at a comedy show. I did a comedy show, and the dude said that I was pretty good, and how come how come he never heard of me? And I said, well, at the time I said I only been doing it a few years, so that's probably why. He's like, nah, that's not a reason. I said, well, I don't get. he just, and for somebody who don't know you, you're not. That's kind of rude to say. Nah, that's not. I give you an answer and you say no, that's not it. That's kind of bold on your part, So, like no. So he said, no, that's not it. And I was like, well, I don't really get out much like that. He said, that's it. You lazy. He said, that's why I never heard of you, because you lazy. And he's like, well, what do you want to do with your comedy? And I said, well, I'd rather just write for people. I'd rather just go back and write people jokes. And he was like, well, you gotta get on stage a lot more for people to know you funny to write for somebody else. And I was like, you're right. So I've been on stage ever since. This was at this some random white guy at the Comedy Store. I did a show in the main room. I don't know whose show was it. It was in the main room. I got off stage and I went back to the bar, the outside bar, because the bar in the patio. And that's when he said, man, you were funny, man. How come I never heard of you? Like, well, I've only been doing it a couple of years. He's like, nah, that's not it. I was like,
he was dropping some game, man.
Best advice I ever got. So let me get my lazy ass on stage more. That's what I need to be doing.
I'll tell you, best advice I've gotten. I remember I was trying to get into the Laugh Factory, and this is like some okie doke, old school Hollywood crap. They set you up for this, so people should know better nowadays. But I forgot even how I got it, but Pookie was the person who ran Chocolate Sundays. So I forgot how I got his information, but you think you have Pookie's actual number, right? So, and he'll say, yo, meet me here at this time, right? So you meet there at that time, which is the door of the Laugh Factory, and you get there, and there's a security guard, right? And the first thing you thinking is, well, Pookie said, meet me here. So, hey, I'm here. And they like, what you here for? To see Pookie. And they go like, yeah, go over there. And you like, nah. Right here. And he's like, you see that line right there? He said, that's everybody here to see Pookie. And the line is as far as I can see. Right? So now you feel like it don't hit you that you got played. Really, you thinking like this is just bad customer service at this point. So your natural instinct is like to want to speak to a manager of some sorts, or maybe Pookie, the guy who you're like, no, I know he's in there and I should be where he's at, right? Somebody pulled me to the side and was like, hey, just come over here for a second, man. So I'm like, all right, I'm chilling. I'm like, man, this is ridiculous, man. You see, he ain't let me in. The homie told me, he said, yo, man, he said, if you get cool with the doorman, you don't ever need a key. You know what I'm saying? So we sat on the side talking, watched everybody go in. Then finally, dude comes around and just like, yo, he's like, this your man? And no lie though. To this day, that unique strategy has gotten me into doors all across, like straight up, all over the city, anywhere. I mean, I've applied it in every city I've ever gone to, and it always works. And that person is Dennis Lavendar, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, you're very much well, because I just feel bad for you, man. You were so embarrassed. I was like, oh, man, come on. Come here, bro. Get out the line.
Oh, God. Yo, that's like the most wackiest thing to be like, yo, somebody like, hey, meet me here at this time. You like, oh, I'm supposed to be here.
I don't know what it is with it's not just any clubs, it's every club. The doorman, he feels like he's and technically he's the promoter. He's better than the owner of the club, because this is the nigga that's gonna let you in. And even if you're on the guest list, he could still make you wait. Like, you know what, go over there. We ain't letting people in right now. I'm gonna call you up when you do it. Or your guest list say 2 when you got 3. You know, so just hey, shout out to all the doormans. I appreciate everything you do.
Hey man, I've known some pretty cool doormen, man. I can't even front, man. You know what I'm saying? That have shit, man, that have made me feel like a character on Cheers, man. You know what I'm saying? Show up, ain't no problem, ain't no thing. You know
they can also make you look like a boss too. If you up there with your girl, oh, what's up, my nigga? Oh yeah. Let me get that velvet robe out the way. Y'all come on in. I'm like, yes, this is how we do it. This is how you do it when you with me, baby. This is what you. This is how I live.
Another boss move. This is another boss move. When people are having trouble at a place and you ain't even there, you like, yo, just say my name at the door. They're like, really? Like, yeah, just say my name. Bullshit. Yo, Jeremy Scipio said, oh yeah, you good. They be like, oh shit. You ain't tell me you had it like that. Hollywood. You said you wanted to get in.
I ain't there yet. I need to get there. I'm not there yet.
Yeah, you're there. You put me in on. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, what you have to be in line right now.
So tell me this, Dennis, being in Las Vegas, are you guys opened up? Fools doing open mics during this whole COVID situation, or how's that working out?
It's not as open as it used to be. You can find a room, you know, pretty much it's something going on pretty much every night. It used to be maybe 2 or 3 rooms going on, but now it's just like you can find one every night. Vegas, man, they scared to shut the governor already said, like, if we shut it down again, we may not ever open back up. So Vegas, I've been to LA, man. I've been to LA a couple of weeks ago. I feel bad for y'all, man. That is a ghost town now. I was like, what do you do out? What do you do out here?
Though, man, the numbers, the COVID numbers is like, they ridiculous, man.
I had got a room out there. I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going home tonight. There's no reason for me to wake up here. I think I'm gonna go sleep in my own bed. Because it was literally nothing out there to do when I was out there a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. Yo, do you have any other famous relatives?
What do you mean, famous relatives?
Any other talented relatives of yours?
What? Well, my cousin was on Def Poetry Jam, Pat Justice, so that he gets a lot of love. I mean, every time I post his video or pretty much one of his poems, it's a pussy magnet. So
hey, that's hard. That shit was hard. That was one of the hardest diss tracks to the police I've ever heard. That's the shit.
That was his claim to fame. So the innocent criminal. It's still, and I think I posted a couple of months ago because it was still timely, even though that out like maybe like in 07, 08, maybe 2000. Yeah, somewhere maybe 2000. Yeah, around 07, 08, probably.
Yeah, I came here in 2010, and I think I had seen it a year before because my girl, that's her favorite poem all time. Period. Right. And I remember when I met you, I don't even know how we got on the subject, but I was just like, he was like, oh, that's my cousin, right? And he was like, you want to meet him? And I'm like, cool, you know what I mean? Whatever. And then I was like, yeah, that's my girl's favorite poem. He was like, you want to introduce your girl to him? I was like, nah, hell no.
He a pretty boy too. So he one of the pretty boys that's got some spoken words and talking about the knowledge and the people. So like, oh yeah. I said, no, Jeremy, you hang around with me long enough. You gonna meet this nigga. This nigga's he's around. I think you met his mom before you met him. So like this is his mother. like your son poem. Like, nah, you don't tell her that, bro.
My girl, I was just like, you can't have the dude, the dude who made the favorite poem of your girl just in the same room. Sound smart. That's why I was just like, nah, that's okay. They can just stay away from each other. But
I'm a firm advocate of your personal life got to be over here, and your business got to be over there, and you got to just, you know.
What do you mean by that? What you mean? They shouldn't intertwine?
Nah, you just keep your personal life away from your business as much as you can. You know what I'm saying? Don't mix it up. Bring it around. You got to understand me being a manager and a road manager. I've seen guys come and I've been on a huge tour. And man, I've seen dudes bring their girls to like really large artists, around really large artists, dude. And it just like, man, I'm not an insecure cat, but it taught me enough to just say like, man, keep your relationship over there. You keep your business over here, and there could be a cool medium where the two of you could enjoy some stuff. But yeah, backstage ain't no place, man. like backstage.
Thank you for the heads up.
Up close. Up close. Like, man, I mean, dude, I've seen dudes who they might have been engaged or some shit like that. And not saying the girl just did something that was just really disrespectful, but even I just said like, man, you gotta keep that separate, man. You gotta keep that separate.
I'm gonna take your word for that, man. I'm gonna take your word.
That Chris Rock joke, like you know the dude that your girl is messing with, like, like
That'd be true though. That'd be so true though. Like I seen this nigga like 3 times. Did you bring this nigga to my show?
He's the one that she told you not to worry about. Keep him away. Oh. Yeah, but yeah, man. Nah, that's cool. I think I think you should do a hard push with your comedy special, man. I think that's really dope. You know what I mean? You working on anything else?
The next step is just seeing how this goes by the end of the month. I'm gonna push it real strong. Since I'm lazy, I figure it won't even be a full 30 days that I got to show. It'll be only 28 days that I gotta push it. So I'm gonna push this one strong and then come up with a new plan at the end of the month. So whether I'm gonna do another either 20-minute special, because I have an hour special ready that's called Black Lavender, and that's the one that I want to do. So maybe I just shoot that. You can check my special right now on Amazon Prime. It's available, and I think if it goes well, then I think I'll just won't wait on anything else. You got to put yourself out there. I'm doing it the Nipsey Hussle way. So just get on your marathon and go. So that's what it's gonna be. I got Black Lavender actually ready, so I might as well just put it out.
So tell me this: where do you see you being in Vegas, which is definitely more open than LA is? Where do you see social interaction going in the next 2 years?
Man, I'm it's gonna end up, but I like where it's at right now because it technically cut in. It out the for an artist looking after packing out a room now. Now all he gotta do is pack out 25% of the room. He ain't gotta worry about selling 6 or 7 tickets. And guess what? Yeah. That puts me on the same playing field as all the A-list artists. Maybe the ticket price might be totally different, but a sold out show is a sold out it's a sold out show. So
how much is that? 99 cents?
Yeah. That's from the comfort of your own home, ladies and gentlemen. You can enjoy 20 minutes of funniness from the comfort of your own home for only 99 cents. It's $1 free with Prime.
$1 minus 1 penny.
Yeah, for only 99 cents. Okay. I'm so, but like I said, but that was more for exposure more than a profit or trying to gain some money. So the only thing I really want out of that will be uh is maybe possibly a buzz or just some acknowledgement on that one. So and I feel like when you go to what's 99 cents, you pay that for a ringtone, so it's nothing. So and I got a cool trailer on too, so the trailer should at least make you want to pay the 99 cents if you don't have it.
Oh wow.
Like I feel like with the new social media, with the new social distance and everything, this could be the new norm. So it puts you on the same playing field as everybody else. I mean, unfortunately, I hate to say it, but that's why I pushed out my special. Like, you know what? I don't have to sell out the improv or the comedy store because they can't sell out right now because they can only be at 25% capacity, maybe 50%, depending on where you at. But other than that, that's an advantage for any local artist.
Right.
So I think it takes away from the middleman. And like you seen, like I know most of everybody else seems like during the COVID, when Instagram got popping, because people was putting a self on. It wasn't really, it was like that's all of a sudden the versus battle come out because now you don't have to a network to get you don't have to they don't have to pitch that to a network to pick that up. That's some shit that should have been on TV or on BET or TV, but now that's some shit that you can stream on your phone. So I kind of like I like the fact it took out the middleman. So for me, if there was no COVID, unfortunately, I probably would have put this out. I probably still would have been procrastinating on putting this out because I'm thinking to myself, I gotta have a big audience or a big this. I gotta do this. I gotta sell this or I gotta make this back. But even Kevin Hart special, nobody said anything on about Kevin Hart last special. That he only had like 15 people in the audience. Nobody. It goes. I know what you're thinking, but it goes unsaid that low key you just witnessed a 1 hour special with only about 15 people in there,
Right.
and nobody mentions anything about that. So I say, you know what? Well, I know I can bring 30 people to I know I can bring 30 people to a show. So I see. I know it's not going to stay the same because there's not no money in it, and I think corporate America is going to bring the old way back. But right now,
they're gonna figure
they're
out
going
how
to
to
figure it
monetize
out.
something.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I'm like I said, I'm out here in Las Vegas, and they just built that $1 billion Raider Stadium. They got to figure a way to sell those tickets. So
yeah.
it's going to get done. I know it's going to get done. So I might as well capitalize on it while it's not done. So find your lane while you can.
Fools gonna have to take the rapid COVID test before they come in, and then pack it
Mhm.
out to 25%. You know, have groups of people. Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting. But the faith that I do have in the capitalistic society that we live in is that there's enough smart people motivated by enough money to create something that's going to be the thing. You got to look Zoom right now. You know what I'm saying? If you weren't in LA, we couldn't have this conversation right now. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And Zoom was around, but it took COVID to pop it off. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And I'm gonna tell you, me just dealing with booking shows for a rap group, and then me, I don't have the largest personal relationship with everybody I do business, but people that I do business with that it has to do with making money. There's been very few people that I haven't been able to talk to about how they make money. Like that's kind of like my thing. I like to know, like, how is money being made? Like, what's the change? And what I do know is that there's too much money not being made that somebody's gonna figure something out. You know,
exactly.
If it's not a couple of somethings. I'll give you one more quick one, and then we'll close out the show. I just looked at it like, man, you would have thought everything would have froze up when we went to quarantine and everything, but instead of everything freezing up, Netflix had a gang of content, you know what I'm saying, ready to do its thing. You got Disney, which they already came with the Star Wars franchise, but then they came with a bunch of extra stuff, and it was nothing for people to go into their pocket. All I have is Netflix. Like, I don't have a bunch of subscriptions and all this, that, and the third, but I do know a lot of people that do. But I'm working like 9 or 10 hours a day. But I know people that aren't. They'll have the Hulu, they'll have the Disney, they'll have the Netflix, or whatever. So I say all that to say there is ways to generate chips, and we're gonna witness. I say in the next 2 years, even though the social interaction is not gonna be the same, we're gonna witness some ways of people making money that we're gonna really look back and say, man, we were probably being lazy before. You know what I'm saying? And people just had to come up with it. But nah, Dennis, dude, I really appreciate you being a part of the Get Down, man. I appreciate your perspective. You know what I'm saying? I want people to go out and support your 99-cent value meal, 21 hot minutes of comedy that they can get on Amazon Prime and all the ones. So drop your Instagram and your YouTube and shout out everything you need to let people know about.
Definitely go ahead and support. Please go ahead and check me out on Amazon Prime. Dennis Lavendar 2020 Vision. You can follow me at Instagram at dennis.lavendar323. Keep play. You can also follow at just Dennis Lavendar. I ain't really up on my Twitter game yet, so don't even follow that site. But other than that, that's where you can find me.
No, good looking at you, Jeremy. Anything you want to shout out?
Jeremy Comedy, Instagram, and Jeremy Scipio, SCIPPIO.com. I'm finally going to make a schedule, so bear with me. Been on slow motion. I've been chilling, but yeah, let's go. I'm ready.
No, that's tight. You can get
thanks again for having me, man. Both of y'all, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Oh no, it's all good,
bro.
It's all good.
Long overdue.
You can get at me at SCHMOOCHE on Instagram. You could also hit up the at Splendid Radio, the way it sounds, Instagram. And this show is brought to you partially by California Cannabis, WC. So if you're in LA, you got 3 locations. You can hit up the Melrose. You can hit up the Crenshaw, right off of Crenshaw and Florence, very in the hood. So if you're not from LA and you want to come into the hood and go to a dispensary, you can check that out. And then you can go to the downtown 1601 Soto situation. So nah, man, I thank you guys for being a part of this. You know what I'm saying? One more down. And that was Splendid Radio on PharcydeTV.